Well, what's going on, beautiful people? My name is Benjamin. I am a personal development guide and a holistic health and wellness coach. And I wanted to talk to you guys today about this 7-day liquid fast that I just completed with a beautiful group of people. We had a Telegram group chat. We had about 19 people in the group chat with about 17 members active. Some of the people kind of wanted to do their own thing in the chat, which is all good. But yeah, we got it done. And I really just wanted to talk about my experience with this past 7-day fast and just my experience fasting in general, because fasting is a very beneficial practice to detox your body, for mental clarity, and for spiritual connection. So, I've been fasting pretty often for about 7 years now. Started off with doing intermittent fasting, and then I worked my way up. I started doing like one day of no eating, just water, 2 days, 3 days, and then eventually made my way all the way up to a 21-day water fast. 21 days just water. And it's been really amazing to see the transformation that happens within oneself when you deny yourself the pleasures of life that you're used to. So there's three reoccurring themes in the Bible that I call them the three truths. They're the three truths to practice to be able to connect with, God, whatever that looks like to you, other people, yourself, and to really get the most benefit out of yourself. And those three truths are fasting, meditation, and prayer. 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 19 states, "Do you know that your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit, which you receive from God?" That is about taking care of your body, fasting, so that you can treat your body as a temple. Psalms 46:10 states, "Be still and know that I am God." That to me is sitting in stillness and meditation and really connecting with yourself inside. And then you have Proverbs chapter 18, verse 21, "Life and death in the power of tongue, and those who love it will receive its fruits." So to me, that's about, using your words to be able to speak in the life that you want, speak your life into existence, right? Are you speaking down poorly on yourself, or are you speaking life into yourself? But today we're going to focus again on the fasting and why that's so beneficial. So, from the science standpoint, whenever you do a fast, when you go about 12 to 36 hours of fasting, you start to put your body in ketosis. The more longer you fast, basically you put your body in a state called autophagy, which your cells go into like super repair mode. You're basically putting your cells under oxidative stress, and that allows them to repair, to rebuild joint tissue, muscle tissue, and basically regenerate themselves so that your body can go through its healing process. Think about it. What's your body's main objective when you eat? It's to process the food. You're burning a lot of energy trying to process the food for you to be able to absorb the energy from. So if you don't eat, your body doesn't have to work hard to process and try to, absorb the food. It has time to heal itself and rebuild itself. I tell people all the time, there's 365 days in a year. You not eating for 3 days, 7 days, sometimes here and there, like you're going to be okay. And what a lot of people sometimes experience during fast is you're going to experience some like, head fatigue. You may get a headache. It's really important during those times that you drink a lot of water, or if you're doing a juice cleanse, like drink a lot of juice, and you'll realize that you're not really hungry, but you're thirsty. And I've been able to have this deep sense of just gratitude when I fast. For me, it allows me to feel a connection with those who are maybe less fortunate, and like a minuscule understanding of what those people are going through, because some people are going through some really horrendous things in life. And if I can somehow get myself on a level where I'm able to connect, it allows me to grow my capacity for compassion. And right now, having compassion for other people is really important because we're in a time of a lot of division. And so the fasting that I've done different types of fast. I've done fasting from sex. I've done fasting from food. I've done a dry fast, which is no liquids at all, just nothing. I've done social media fast, and every time I do one of these fasts, I just feel way more connected with myself. I have way more clarity of my purpose and who I am and what I'm trying to accomplish in life. And the number one thing that you can do while you're here is know yourself. Know what your triggers are, know what your strengths are, know where your weaknesses are, so that you can begin to live the life of prosperity for yourself and the life of fulfillment for yourself, because we're all capable of being able to live the life that we desire. It's just that we have to put certain practices into play to be able to live that life. And fasting is one of the most beneficial ways for you to be able to step in that power. And one thing that happens a lot when fasts happen are sometimes there's all this stored there's all these old emotions that maybe we haven't processed or faced. And a lot of the times we don't realize that, we use vices like food or sex or drugs or alcohol to keep these emotions buried, because sometimes they're very heavy and we don't want to face them. And when I first started fasting, and other people that have fasted around me, um, they get really emotional. And I remember when I first started fasting, I was crying a lot, and I was just thinking about all these like old emotions and feelings that I kind of put to the side. And I've had people when they're fasting call me like, "Hey, why am I crying right now? Like, why is this happening?" And it's because you can't run from yourself. You can't run anymore. You have to sit and face those emotions and those feelings. And it's a very beautiful process, because that part of yourself you've been neglecting for so long. And that part of yourself is the part that needs love. And so it allows you to have a beautiful transformation inside out. So, not just is the health benefits really amazing from fasting, the mental clarity, the body detoxification, um, the spiritual side of being able to connect with yourself and go through emotional transformations and have an understanding and compassion for other people in the world is very transformative. So if fasting is something that you've been thinking about doing, whether it's 2 days to 7 days or 21 days, or I know some people do the 40-day fast, start somewhere where you can build off of. So maybe just go a day without eating or 2 days without eating, and drink a lot of water, drink fresh pressed juices with no added sugars or any kind of additives in it, just a pressed juice. And I promise you, it will be a transformative experience for you. No, I'm not a doctor. This is not medical advice. Anything I'm saying is just a suggestion for you to try to see how you feel. And you try it, and maybe it's something that's not for you. It's not for you. But I've been able to experience and see some beautiful, beautiful life transformations through the power of fasting. And if you think about it, fasting is a very ancient technique. You look at the Bible; they say Jesus fasted for 40 days and 40 nights. You have Ramadan, which stemmed out of ancient practices of fasting and being able to connect with your soul and your spirit and God. All the prophets, all the ancient spiritual scriptures, fasting is always mentioned, and it's for a reason. When you can deny your flesh, you feed your soul, and you allow God, spirit, whatever that looks like to you, to be able to work through you. And so I just wanted to share this message about fasting and what it's done for my life. And if you have any questions, I'll leave my social media tags in the comment below, and feel free to reach out. But I hope that this spreads some light and some enlightenment for anyone that needed it and anyone that it resonates with. So I'll talk to you guys soon. I'm planning on doing more health videos, and I just sending a lot of love and a lot of peace and a lot of healing to the world and to whoever's watching this. Peace.